I'm neutral. I have nothing to do with what's going on TV. I just went with another green jersey because I wore Hartford earlier. I have to say, the Nashville Predators holding home ice has been very impressive. Now, I want to say something right off the bat. I did say after Game 2, this finals is over, Pittsburgh's won. I'm not taking that back, and I'll tell you why. I am very superstitious. Since I said this final is over, Pittsburgh's got this one. Nashville's outscored Pittsburgh 9-2. I'm going to keep saying it because I'm superstitious. Ever since I declared Pittsburgh to be your Stanley Cup champions, they've lost 2 in a row. So I'm just leaving it. I'm just leaving it. This game, it's kind of chippy right now with a minute and a half left, but it's been cleaner. And there's a couple of things I noticed in tonight's game. Pittsburgh's tired. Pittsburgh's played a lot of hockey. And I said, going into the final, the fact that Pittsburgh has played 7 games against Ottawa, 7 games against Washington. They've been in long series. Nashville, not as much. Anaheim was 6. St. Louis was 6. Chicago was 4. The Penguins have played 3 more games than Nashville over the same period of time. It does and it can cause an imbalance in the final. Now, working in Pittsburgh's favor is that there's a 2-day break in between all games from here on. So Game 5, Game 6, there's 2 days in between each. Also working in Pittsburgh's favor is Game 5 is in Pittsburgh, and if needed, Game 7 is in Pittsburgh. And Nashville, while they've looked dominant throughout this series, it's still a 2-2 series tie, and Pittsburgh hasn't put together a really solid game yet. I think they're due. Like I'm not sure what's going on here. And it's funny because in this final it's been a battle of which fan base I'm gonna upset with my comments more. And it just feels to me like Pittsburgh is due. Pittsburgh's got a star-studded lineup. And Malkin's due for a big game. Crosby, I thought, was in for a big game tonight, especially when I got that goal. I was ready to come on here and say PK Subban got them all fired up going into Game 4. That was a mistake. It's the Jerome McGinley rule. If he's invisible, leave him alone. Don't get him started. And Jim Houston just mentioned something I noticed. In the third period, the Nashville fans haven't sat down the entire game. They haven't sat down for over an hour, which is really, really impressive. Thousands of people all standing. It's like a rock concert for them, or I guess a country concert. It's been an impressive show. They had an interview with Charles Barkley in between the second and third, which I thought was very entertaining. Sir Charles should be on Hockey Night in Canada more. Sir Charles would actually be a good addition in that he just likes hockey. I don't think he's into as much of the technicals as he just enjoys watching hockey. And he said he's watched all of the finals, and he's watched all the playoffs leading up to the finals. And he made the statement that in hockey, any team can win. And that's appealing to him as a basketball fan who's watching 2 Goliaths go at each other in the finals, and that's been lopsided too. I think this final is going to go down as one of the best. And I don't know where it's going to rank. As soon as you get into 6 games, you're getting into the territory of being a very, very good final no matter who wins it. Nashville has proven in games 3 and 4 they belong here. So after Game 2, rightfully so, there were a lot of Penguins fans And a lot of general just hockey fans saying, well, Nashville had a good run getting here, but the Penguins are stomping them. But the Preds have shown they can win. The Preds have shown they belong here. Pekka Rinne didn't really get tested a lot tonight, but he only allowed 1 goal, and he only allowed 1 goal in Game 3. I thought it was weird anyways that, you know, people mention his record against the Penguins, which has been bad. But at the same time, while yes, his record was bad, those games are all over the place and scattered over a long career. And I don't put a lot of stock into it. It's, to go into another sport, it's sort of like when a National League pitcher doesn't have great stats against the American League. I don't pay a lot of attention to it because they don't play that often. If Pittsburgh and Nashville were in the same division and they played 5-6 times a year, and Rinne had a bad record against them over like 30-40 games, then I'd be like, wow, Rinne really can't play him. And after Game 2, I was starting to feel it too. But he was confident tonight. He was scrambling a bit, but when he did, he made the right moves. His defense was good, I have to say, though. PK Subban, who has been the most talked about guy in the playoffs, PK has to play smarter. He did wake up Crosby, but I'm starting to become convinced again that there's something wrong with Crosby. I'm not suspecting concussion right now, but I'm suspecting there's something else going on with him, and it could be a shoulder, it could be a knee, it could be a hip, it could be anything at this time of year. And there could be other Penguins hurting too. Those long series, those long physical drawn-out series take their toll. And the Penguins are playing like they're tired. Remember, they went to the finals last year. A lot of their star players played in the World Cup. They mentioned tonight how many games. Malkin's up to 188 games now after tonight, and Crosby's up to 213 games in the last 2 years. 213 games. Just think about that. It's a lot of hockey. He's got to be hurting. So I don't want to take anything away from Nashville, but it is part of the picture. And it's a series. But I have to go back to what I said after Game 2. It's over. It's over. It's over. Because I'm superstitious, and I refuse to change my stance. Because then if Game 5 is a 6-0 win for Pittsburgh after I've changed my stance, I will blame myself. So my stance will stay the same. I will probably wear my Predators jersey tomorrow. I've only had my Nashville hat. It's in the mail. I also have an Ottawa hat in the mail. And I have new Minnesota Wild hat coming and a new hat for... I know there's 4 of them. I'm going to have hats that are really good for every jersey I have. Because that's my goal now. I blame that on having a girlfriend, not wanting to mix teams anymore. But I evolve. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And darn right, this is a Minnesota North Stars jersey. If anybody can ascertain why I would decide to wear Minnesota North Stars watching what the Predators are doing against the Penguins, it's pretty obvious if you think about it. It's pretty obvious. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And thank you so much for watching. This was the most entertaining game after the hardest to watch first. When the shots were 2-2 and it was over halfway through the first, I was like, oh my god, this is torture. But that passed. Once that first goal was scored, it was awesome. The hockey got much better. That's the way Stanley Cup final game should look. That was fantastic. So, and that is one last comment I want to make. Jim Houston said it's like the players understand this game's really, really important and nobody wants to take a penalty, so the game is cleaner. It's a shame they don't feel that way right from Game 1. Just throwing that out there. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.